Jazz straight to your soul. Pull up, sit back, let the good times go. Here's what we know. Here's what we know.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Robe the King, and you are not watching Here's What We Know show. You are watching as, like I was saying, that was the name of the show. That's the name of the show. Like I was saying, today we're going to do a review. We're going to be reviewing B2K's Mileage. I've been wanting to review this for a little minute now. The song dropped last Friday, so it's almost been a week. Tomorrow will make a week. And so they have a visual to go with the video. So we'll jump right into it and do our thing. So let's get right into it. They previewed this on the verses, and so we'll talk about the verses a little bit later, but let's get right into this song right here. Huge Omarion fan, by the way, but I keep saying let's get right into it, right? I know. Let's get right into it. Visually, this is super dope.
Can we leave it in the past? 'Cause I don't wanna talk about that. It's more to life than holding back. You know I love you and you ain't really.
The video looks super expensive. Visually, it's super dope. It's drastically different from Omarion's Fantasy, so you can tell like that there's money behind this. I don't know. I know that they're under a different label than Omarion's label. Omarion's label is like Creative Music or something like that, Music Group or something like that. They're under BCP or something like that. We'll see it at the end of it, but already it's drastically different, and you can, and the quality of the music just sounds way more expensive, and so I love to see that. I know people are talking about, like, they hear the first verse and they're like, oh, it's another Omarion song. I've been seeing a bunch of those comments. Let the song play. It's not it's not an Omarion song, and I'm really glad to find that out. I'm really glad to see and to find out that in an interview, J Book was saying that Omarion came into the studio and was like, look, this ain't about to be all me on these vocals like it's been for like when we were kids. This is not about to be that. Y'all are going to contribute to this project. They said the first day it was like, oh snap, okay, well we got to work on this together. The second day got a little bit better. They said by day 3 they already came in ready, knowing that they all were going to be contributing on this project. So I can't wait to hear that. Again, I'm a huge Omarion fan, but if Omarion is in a group, I want to hear him in a group. You know what I mean? And I want to hear them on vocals and stuff as well. So let's continue with the song. This is a review, so I will be stopping it, and so if you want to watch the actual video, please, ma'am, please, sir, go watch the video. This is not the place for you to just watch the video straight through. I'm not stealing this content. I'm really breaking it down. So let's continue.
I ain't just trying to get you out your clothes. Baby, I'm trying to get you comfortable. Don't care about your mileage. All over your body. I got a big suit.
I wish she would do more than just stand there like that. Like, I need you to do more than just stand there like that, girl. Like, maybe move a little bit. I don't know if they told her to do that. That's super dope, that little visual right there. It don't have nothing to do. Well, no, it does have something. Mileage. So, we're talking about a car, but we're really not talking about a car. We're really talking about a girl. But actually, I think this song is much deeper than what is being said. And it's subtle. But we'll get into that after we talk about the actual video and the song. But yeah, I need her to do more than just stand there.
Trying to get you comfortable. Don't care about your mileage. All over your body. I got a big surprise. Know the size you like. Take you somewhere private.
Omarion has very little fingers.
This clear blue sky.
But yeah, this is dope. That's dope. That's fine. That little rack focus.
Get me so excited. I got what you need in diamonds.
I don't. Yeah, this was kind of crazy.
Blue skies with you, get me so excited. I got what you need in diamonds, and what they don't know.
I think you could show the diamonds falling and not necessarily need to have them in the background, because that took away from the quality of it, in my opinion. That's funny to me.
Let's make love like we're running out of time.
This was a great surprise. Like it shouldn't be a surprise, but it was. But I'm super glad that it happened. Let's not pay attention to the little flip flops that he got on, but you know what I mean. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It goes with what he's got going. I don't know. I think this is dope. They gave them all, except for Raz B, like their own space in the video. Like, this is J Boog's space. Omarion had a space with the girl that he was dealing with. J Boog, you probably no longer gonna see J Boog with a girl too much, because J Boog is a happily married man with 9 children. So you're probably not gonna see him ever again, like being like a leading man with a girl and all of that type of stuff. You only see, and like as you saw Razby, he's married, but like he was spinning in front of the girl, but like not all up on the girl. You're probably not going to see too much of that anymore happening. These are married men that we talking about here, 2 of them. But this was great to hear him singing. I'm like, man, forever I've wanted to hear him sing on a song, like for real, for real. Not like 2 lines and then we're out of here. Like, bro, actually sing. And I think his voice gives them another texture, and it gives them another element for real. Like, you can be on these auxiliary parts of the song and stuff that make it sound like a different, to give it a different feel. You know what I mean? I love Omarion's voice. I think his voice, let's not talk about vocal ability, although I think, you know what I mean, he might not do great live and all of that type of stuff. We're not talking about that. Although I think like when he gets in the studio and like the choices that he makes and the you know, and like just the vocal arranging that he does, I think he's up there. Like, if you really listen to him, he's doing a lot of great things on tracks. So that aside, hearing J Boog do his thing on the track, it makes you want to hear more, and it makes you excited to hear the actual album. Somebody said, I just thought he sounded great on the project, but I saw a comment where somebody said that he sounded like Q from 112. I said, man, you hit the nail on the head with that. Now, I did watch the verses, and I don't, you know what I mean, I think it took a lot of effort for him to get this way, whether it be him or the production team or a mixture of both, you know, the engineer and all of that. But nevertheless, the end product is great. And that's really what we're here for, right? We're here for the end product. We're not going to judge you off of your failures. We're going to judge you based off of the product that you put before us at the end of the day. So I love his texture on this song. I love the fact that he's singing more than 2 lines. I hope that there's more to come from him and from Raz B.
Since I got you here right now, baby, just to see you smile. I use more than once with my mouth.
Yeah, it would have been dope for him to have a whole verse to himself, but it felt like, it did feel like I'm done singing. I'm ready to get out of the booth.
And you know how.
And so here he comes. You know how it go. This is him in his element in this warehouse or wherever they are at right now.
Anything is possible.
Visually, this is just dope. It really is.
VSOP, you know I keep it proper and stick to
them on the turnstile.
Code. And when I dive up in that pussy, I'ma leave it so. Oh yeah, I'ma take my time. Oh yeah.
Why does he have a ring on his finger? You're not married though.
I'ma thank your mama. Oh yeah. big old prize that brings.
I don't know why I expect like a really hard verse from Fizz. I shouldn't expect that. I should maybe at 40 years old. He's 40 now. I should expect something, but it's cool for this song. I ain't tripping.
Back to life. So many
I don't like the fact that they needed Omarion on each part though. Like, bro, like let me have a part to myself and all of that. I know that he like carries the vocals, but he's in a group. You could have had J Book do that. And we know that Omarion's voice is unique and all of that, but he's on enough. Omarion has enough music. You know what I mean? He's got enough music. But I guess he's the driving force and all of that. So beggars can't be choosers. Again, huge Omarion fan.
exes is on me, so many calling me over. I tell them call me for closure, but never call me when sober.
That's fire. That's fire.
And she's addicted and I like it. Hands up when you ride it.
So here they are. I don't really necessarily like this dance routine right here. They kind of look silly doing this. But here they are back on the rooftop, and I love that. I think they're in L.A. It looks like L.A. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they see palm trees and the city in the background. They did this a few times because it's dark. It was dark in that last scene, and it's a little. It looks like the sun is going down in this scene, but this is like maybe my 15th watch of this. So now I'm breaking it down. So here we are. But and here and it's dope. Like when they were kids, they were always dressing like the same type of stuff. And here they are now dressing completely different garb than what they would usually be doing. They always used to dress them just alike pretty much.
I got a big surprise. Know the size you like. Take you somewhere bright.
Like that big surprise. That could have been Raspy. But like, why are y'all letting Omarion do all the parts? Huge Omarion fan. Like, come on, man.
This clear blue skies with you got me so excited. I got what you need in diamonds, and what they don't know when you.
Like Raspy, that's not you singing. You could have sang that. why you lip syncing it now when you was in the booth and you could have said, "Let me have that part." What they don't know. I could have had that part. I think that's dope. I would say would have played that more. Maybe they didn't do it as an editor. Sometimes you can't always fit all the parts in there because one little section might be clean, but that other section might be clean. But I wish they would have played that out more if they could have. This part right here, not this part. Yeah, right there is fire.
Since I got you open, I'm falling. Since I got you focused, I'm falling. Since I got you so high, I'm falling in love. Since I got you open.
This song is super catchy to the point where I was thinking maybe did y'all put some voodoo on this song? Did y'all put a spell on this song? Because it's super catchy to the point where that's all I could hear for a very long time. It was scary catchy, you know. Now I know that I think Eric Bellinger might have had something to do with it. There was another artist that had something to do with it. I'm just glad these guys are back and the girls are back fanboying over these guys.
Since I got you smoking, since I got this motion, quit talking.
It seems like they didn't have the dance routine all the way down, so they just let's just do it multiple times and then and we'll splice it together.
Let your body talk. Since I got you open, I'm falling. Since I got you focused,
Yeah.
I'm falling. Since I got you so high, falling.
So Marion is doing his signature vocalizing that he does, and I think like the effect that they put on his voice, like the reverb and all of that is going on is super dope. With J Boog in the foreground doing his thing, you never hear that. So that's really dope that that's taking place, man.
Since I got you open up, since I got you open, since I got this motion, quit talking and let your body talk.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah, so that was that was Mileage by B2K. Um, here's what I want to say. Here's what I want to say about the video, or about the song rather. Um, let's look at the lyrics. Mileage, I think, is a great first single for them coming back out to the public, right? And all of the stuff that they went through over the past 20 something years as a group, right? Don't think about it so much as like what the song is saying, but think a little bit deeper as more so a conversation that they've had with themselves to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, um, look, we've been through some stuff. We're not going to let it affect us. We've come a very long way, Mileage, right? We've been through a lot of stuff, Mileage. You know what I mean? We've got some issues, Mileage. You know what I mean? But let's ride the rest of this thing out together because we've already lost a lot of time. You know what I mean? Where are the lyrics? I'm gonna find the lyrics. Mileage lyrics, and it'll probably be one. Yeah, there it is, one of the first ones that comes up. Um, can we leave it in the past? Cause I don't want to talk about that. It's more to life than holding back. You know I love you and it shows, and you ain't really in the shows. I ain't just trying to get you out your clothes, baby. I'm trying to get you comfortable. Don't care about your mileage. Okay, so apparently this is Raz B on the chorus. Don't care about your mileage. Well, it's Omarion and Raz B on the chorus. Don't care about your mileage all over your body. I got a big surprise. Know the size you like. Take you somewhere private. These clear blue skies with you get me so excited. I got what you need and diamonds. And what they don't know, from moment to moment, I love you like I'm running out of time. Cause tomorrow ain't promised. Girl, no more back and forth. Let's make love like we're running out of time. You see what I'm saying? This is about them. This is not them talking to a girl. They're in many ways they're talking to themselves and they're talking to us as the fans. I wasn't a fan as a kid, you know what I mean, but as an adult fan, you know what I mean? They're talking to us as fans. They're talking to themselves as a group saying, let's ride this thing out together. Let's put whatever was in the past, and let's make this music. Let's make this thing that we love to do. Let's do it together like we're running out of time. Because you are running out of time. They're all in their 40s now. Omarion is 41. J Boog, Raz B, Lil, and excuse me, Fizz, they're all 40. You know what I mean? So the time been passed. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they're back. I'm glad that they're doing this. This was a great. That's what they said. I got a big surprise. Know the size you like. Like, bro, like we know what you like. We know we ready to come back. We're finally ready to do our thing. It was a lot to get through. It was a lot for them to get through, man. Like, okay, we had to get past the fact that Omarion went solo. Then we had to we still was figuring that out. I remember when J Boog, Raz B, and Lil Fizz were doing a reality show or something, and it was bashing Omarion, and it was on YouTube, but it never dropped or whatever it was. There was then a time when they you know, they came back together for a little bit to do a tour. Raz B left the tour. Prior to that, Raz B was talking about these sexual assault allegations that happened to him and all of that. J Boog, I mean, what's his name? Fizz was dating Omarion's ex-girlfriend, well, excuse me, children's mother and all of that type of stuff. It was a lot going on. A lot of back and forth. They were doing interviews talking bad about Omarion and all of that type of stuff. He would say little stuff here and there about them. He called them his background dancers and all of that type of stuff. It was a lot going on. So, and I'm sure more stuff that I don't know anything about. So for the fact that they would get back together and give us this, They, you know what I mean? They had to trudge through, they had to travail through some things to get to this point. So this was a great song to say subtly, this is what we doing. Like, let's get back to the music. Let's get back to what we do. And so I love that. I love that it's a number one song on iTunes. I love that it's a number one video on iTunes and all of that type of stuff. The song is super catchy. I have no concerns that it's going to be a hit. And if I turn on the radio, I'm going to hear it. I just don't listen to the radio. But I wish them a lot of success, man. Um, yeah, there it is. I'll catch y'all next time on, as I was saying, grace and peace. Bailey, Daddy loves you. One. Somebody calling me. So I got to end stream. Peace.